The world detected its first case of coronavirus in late 2019. Since then, in the ensuing 6 months, the pandemic has led to the shutdown of life as we know it globally. India started the lockdown on 26th March 2020 and it has impacted the minority community. Among these, the transgender community is one of the worst hit communities. Transgender persons already suffer extreme social, economic, and political exclusion and deprivation. They are also subject to pervasive violence, sexual abuse, and harassment at the hands of law enforcement and other public authorities. Here are 5 areas which show how life has become difficult for the transgender community during the COVID-19. According to new data, 92% of the transgender population are deprived their right to work and obtain gainful employment. On average, transgender persons akin to daily wage workers make anywhere between 200 to 300 rupees per day, most of which is spent on meeting monthly and daily expenses, leaving them with no earnings or savings. 96% of this meager income is derived from begging, badai, and sex work, all of which are not possible during COVID-19. Without access to social security schemes or even bank accounts, loss of livelihood and no access to medications led to a trans woman committing suicide in Mumbai in early May 2020. Young trans and gender non-conforming individuals are often forced out of their homes by hostile and violent parents or living environments, causing them to travel frequently seeking livelihood and housing. Trans persons are systematically denied housing because of stigma and their inability to show government-issued identification. This leads to them being charged higher or even double rents by landlords and other forms of harassment. During COVID-19, this difficulty has become a full-blown crisis of homelessness, with multiple reports of transgender persons being kicked out of rentals and being denied entry to their usual places of residence. Transgender persons who do live in communities together reside in small, inadequate housing facilities, making social distancing or self-isolation impossible. This puts the entire community at grave risk of the pandemic. Due to the consistent neglect of their physical and mental health, low levels of nutrition, and higher incidence of an immunocompromised status, transgender persons are already at risk. This is a direct result of their social and economic exclusion. During COVID-19, they are being denied entry into hospitals for treatment. This also means transgender persons are unable to access life-saving HIV medication, ART, hormonal and medical health therapies, surgeries, or other medication, posing a serious threat to their lives. Most transgender persons have already exhausted their existing supplies of ration and medicines. Without proper ID cards, trans persons cannot get basic ration or food from ration shops like other marginalized groups. When they try to approach these shops or food distribution centers, they are harassed for their IDs and turned away. Transgender activists and relief workers have cited a constant looming threat of police violence and abuse disrupting their food distribution. Transgender and gender non-conforming persons are routinely subject to violence and harassment by the police and society at large. Under the lockdown, transgender persons looking for food or rations are left exposed to police brutality and targeted harassment by public officials. Already treated with the stigma of being deceased, a transgender person suspected of being COVID positive are left vulnerable to unchecked violence and abuse. Within homes too, it is rare to find a safe place. Transgender community specifically and the LGBT community in large who live with families are subject to gender erasure trauma. Several petitions have been taken up by the high courts all over India to grant welfare measures to the transgender community. An organization for transgender community in Karnataka sought free rations, free medication related to HIV, hormone therapy and other ailments. They also sought a financial support package of Rs 5,000 per month for 6 months to cover living expenses, free electricity and LPG. The Karnataka High Court in an interim order directed the state government to extend relief under the Maitri scheme for transgender persons immediately on receiving applications from eligible members. Transgender activist Vaijayanti Mogli appeared before the Telangana High Court seeking similar reliefs. It was also requested the High Court to investigate and prosecute individuals who have been posting transphobic posters in Hyderabad, falsely claiming that transgender persons are carriers of the coronavirus. Although NALSA has provided rights to the people, it is only through the COVID-19 lockdown that the issues with its implementation have become clearer. This makes it abundantly clear that rigorous implementation of law and radical social change is needed to bring in the equality on paper to reality.